Well, hello there, welcome back. My name is Johnny Wild, and I want to try something different today. I want to talk about A Song of Ice and Fire in a pop culture setting. Now, I'm going to be talking about something I haven't seen anyone talk about, and that's where the original ice has gone, the Sword of the Starks, and where the first Night King has gone. Now, I'll break this down into 4 sections. Ice, the Night King, the conclusion, and I'll stick in some final thoughts in the end. Just stick around and enjoy. This, my friends, is Ice number 2. Forged about 400 years ago, because the original one was lost 1,000 years ago during the Age of Heroes. A sword forged with Valerian steel and magic. No one knows the actual process, but I digress. The sword was said to be light and strong, but also emanate authority and simple power. It was always sheathed in a wolfskin sheath. Now, there's rumours that there have been more swords named Ice, but for the purpose of this video and for the sake of not being confused, only Valerian Steel Ice will be considered a lineage. So the original Ice being missing in the Age of Heroes is the original, and the one that Stark has is the second. This, ladies and gentlemen, according to Old Nan, is Brandon Stark. He was the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, and, according to Old Nan as well, became the Night's King. Not to be confused with the Night King, which is from the series, which we're not going to talk about. According to Old Nan, this Brandon Stark fell in love with the woman he saw from the wall. It turned out she was a white, and he fell in love with her. He would be the 13th man to lead the Night's Watch, she said, a warrior who knew no fear, and that was the fault in him. She would add that all men must know fear. Night's King was only a man by the light of day, Old Nan would always say, but the night was his to rule. According to the legend, Night's King lived during the Age of Heroes, not long after the war was completed. He was a 13th Lord Commander, fell in love with the woman, which we said. This woman had white skin as the moon, and eyes like blue stars, and her skin was cold as ice. But the Night's King was fearless and chaste and caught and loved her. And when he gave his sea to her, he gave his soul to her as well. He brought her back to the Night Fort, declared her a queen, and himself king. With strange sorcery, he bound the Night's Watch brothers to his will, and ruled the Night Fort as his own castle for 13 years with his court's queen by his side. During those years, horrific atrocities were committed, of which tales are told in the North, because the North remembers. It was not until Brandon the Breaker, the King of the North, and Jorman, the King beyond the wall, joined forces. They were able to bring him down, and they freed the Night's Watch. After his death, it was discovered the Night's King and making sacrifices to the others. In return for that, all records of him were destroyed, and his very name was forbidden, forgotten, and was during the Age of Heroes, thousands of years ago. The exact time where Ice, the original one, seemed to have vanished without a trace. With a bit of background knowledge, we can kind of link the disappearance of the original ice and the disappearance of the 13th Lord Commander, the Night's King. There's one more thing we haven't actually looked at. After the collapse of the internals of the Stark Crypt, which stopped you from getting down into the lower levels. Now, guess my theory. My theory is that in the lower levels, the Night's King and his wife, his corpse bride, is sealed down there with the original ice. Ice being used as a magical seal key of some kind. And he's being locked away in the lower levels. And that's why the crypt hasn't been repaired. Every Stark Lord or every Stark King after that day would be told, do not repair the crypt. Down there is the Night King and his bride. If anyone ever unlocks that, we'll be in trouble all over again. I know this is a bit out of the ordinary and out of the normal of what everyone else is posting on A Song of Ice and Fire. Now, we know in this world magic exists. We know there has to be a Stark in Winterfell at all times. Why is that? Well, King's blood has magic. And if you understand that, and you understand that, to create such a prison for the Night King and his bride that would be powerful enough to send them away would require the blood of a Stark. And there it is. The blood of a Stark. We can conclude that there's a very strong link between the disappearance of ice, the disappearance of the 13th Lord Commander, the Night Watch, and the crypt being left in a state of disrepair to stop access to the lower levels. So, yes, my conclusion is very simple. Downstairs in the crypt, in the levels that can't be accessed, is the Night King and his corpse bride, being trapped down there with magic and the original ice. That's why ice disappeared from the records, along with the 13th Lord Commander. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the video. I appreciate that. You can add your thoughts below if you want. If you like what I've been doing, please tell me below. It's really appreciative. If you want me to do more of this, let me know. I just wanted to try something different today. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, and comment. Those things really help. I know I think I've said that twice now. I remember this video's been long and it's been a hot day. As I say in all my videos, sod off and cheerio.
We've made it to the end. What a ride. Late nights, bright screens side by side. I've had fun just pressing start, building worlds from a wild heart. These clips are stamped out on a line. Every frame, every joke, every grind. It's you showing up that keeps it alive. So like, comment, subscribe, and boost if you feel it. If it rings true, your support is fuel for the fire I use. Always, forever, I'm thanking you. So please stand with my YouTube endeavor. This is the Johnny Wild channel forever. Heed the call of the wild. Heed the call of the wild. Oh yeah. From the first awkward hit record to the wins, the fails we can't ignore. You've been here through it all, answering that crazy call. Every share, every word that you write turns a quiet room into live light. We're a small tribe, but we're the call of the wild. The same match made, its hand turned. Every little loss, every lesson earned. If you're here, then you're part of this too. Every click writes another verse through. So like, comment, subscribe, and boost if you feel it. If it rings true, your support is fuel for the fire I use always. Forever I'm thanking you, so please stand with my YouTube endeavor. This is the Johnny Wild channel forever.